With the new level to Dragon Riders at Town Hall 16, Queen Charge Dragon Riders has become one of the most underrated armies in the game. It's easy, and in this video we're going to show you the best way to triple with the army, including the hero equipment. Let's start with a box base. Now, any base where the town hall's towards the outside of the village is great for this army, but don't worry, I will show a ring base later in this video. Those style of bases can go down as well. However, box bases or diamonds are generally best. Now, with this, you want to do a queen charge, and we're going for the town hall here. Now, you do not want to have to use your king to funnel the queen there. We need him for later in the attack. That's why this army's got the baby drag, a wizard, and 3 sneaky goblins. Use them all to funnel your queen in. You'll also notice I'm being very generous with the balloons I'm using to get Seeking Air Mines, because there is a lot of loons with this army, some for the Queen Charge and some for the Dragon Riders, so make sure you're using them to pull out those SAMs on the base. So this is stage 1 kind of done here. I'm just waiting a little bit longer because I don't want to leave my queen without a rage spell. So I put the rage down, then the king, and we're going to wait for him a second whilst the queen's doing her thing. The CC is about to come out. We got the poison spell and the headhunter down. Now it's time to focus on stage 2, which is using the barbarian king with the battle drill and the royal champion all together. So on this base, I'm going to use it on the top side of the funnel because the queen has funneled for all of that perfectly. Now, the King, RC, and Drill doesn't seem like a great combination, but it works beautifully. And then, whilst they're clearing out the core, we're going to have the Dragon Riders on the outside. And you'll see these two work together perfectly, because the King and the Drill are going to go far into the core of the base, whilst the Dragon Riders stay on the outside, and they will funnel all our troops in. And what you find with a lot of bases is they have multi-infernos in the core, and they do nothing to your heroes. Now, you'll notice the hero equipment for the Warden I'm bringing here is the healing tome, and I played around with all three. I played around with the life gem, with the healing tome, and the rage gem, and honestly the life gem and the healing tome are just as good as one another. I found the rage gem to be the weakest though, just because yeah, it's nice having the extra DPS, but Dragon Riders are really fickle at Town Hall 16. They do good damage, but they need a few of the extra hit points. At least that's what I found. Feel free to try out the Rage Gem if you want. But you see the Loons and the Dragon Riders taking down the back end of the base, and yeah, it doesn't really stand a chance. The Dragon Riders just don't die. Now, admittedly, we didn't send them through the core of the base. I could have, but I really like using the King, RC, and Drill for that. We'll get on to the next attack. Alright, let's move on to a ring base now. Not the greatest style for this army, but you can definitely make it work, because one benefit that Dragon Riders have over, say, hogs or hybrid attacks is they are a ranged troop, and you'll see later in this attack that because they are ranged, they're not going to sit in the Town Hall poison for as long, or if at all. So we're starting to queen charge on the corner. Obviously, I'm not trying to charge the Town Hall. It's just not possible with what I've got with this army. So we're just going for any value possible. I like charging on corners. Bit easier to funnel, as you see here. Well, not quite on the corner, just off the corner, and away we go. Dealing with the CC, I'd much rather deal with the CC with my queen charge than anything else. That's why I'm charging down the bottom. I'd also rather deal with the defensive heroes with my queen rather than with my Dragon Rider or King/RC. We got the baby drag on the top side, setting a beautiful funnel, and I'm using my rage spells nice and early. Whilst this is happening, I'm funneling for the King and RC. Now, in the last attack, we used the King and RC through the middle. That's because the scatter compartment was really open, and the drill was going to open everything from there. But I can't send my King and RC through the middle here because the base is a lot more enclosed. So what am I going to do? This time I'm going to send my Dragon Riders through the middle, and then the King, RC, and drill on the bottom side. I'm just delaying my RC a little bit, and there she goes. And because of the minions funneling immediately, my queen goes further inside the base. I'm sitting on this Warden ability as late as I possibly can. Eagle hits, all that comes up, and now we pop the Warden ability, and you'll see the benefit of the healing tome right here, because all these Dragon Riders are about to go back to full health, essentially. We get the invis down here. You can see why I don't like using the invis with my queen. Much better using it with the Dragon Riders, and have a look at this. Yes, there's only 3 of them up, well, now 2, but none of them are sitting in the Town Hall poison. The king took out the entire right side of the base because it was nice and open for him, and the drill and RC have taken out the other side of the Town Hall. Queen ability's just gone off, but this base stands no chance at all. Now, you'll notice with the Royal Champion, I am bringing the Fox, and you can bring the Diggy with this, but the Fox is definitely better, at least with this army comp. But if you don't have the Fox maxed yet, or if it's still upgrading, use the Diggy and you still will get good value out of him. I actually don't know what the Diggy is. Out of the coolest pet in the game. But yeah, ring base going down here, and essentially you've seen these first two attacks. The formula is always going to be the same. You're going to queen charge somewhere, and then you're either going to send the king, RC, and drill through the middle, or the dragon riders through the drill and the other on the flank. So let's get into the next replay, because the next replay is a good one. Final replay here. This is a teaser base. You could call it a box if you wanted to, but to me, this is a teaser style, which means easy to get to Town Hall, which means great for Dragon Riders. Now, I don't know if you saw at the start of this replay when it was zoomed out, but on the back end of this base where we're going to be sending our Dragon Riders, there's 2 single Infernos, a Monolith, and the defensive King and RC. And normally this is really bad for Dragon Riders, and that's why I picked this base, to show you how strong Dragon Riders really are and how reliable they are as well. So we got the Queen Charge coming in. I don't know why I sent 2 wall breakers on top of each other. The scatter shot was always going to hit both of them. Alas, still charge is going nice so far. And I'm making sure I get these Cocoa Balloons in. And yeah, we're not finding any Seeking Air Mines. We can rest assured here. Now, with this army, I do bring the 5 rage spells. It means we don't have as many utility. And keep in mind, as I said in the last attack, I do like using the Invis spell on the Dragon Riders. It works really well with them being a ranged troop. So with the Queen Charge, you can afford to use the freeze spells, as I'm going to have to here. Because unfortunately, we get a really awkward timing with the defensive Queen. And we have to use both there to stop the Invis Tower. I use the 3rd rage spell. And from here, we can essentially start going with the rest of the attack. I've got a really nice funnel in here for the king, so I'm going to use him there. Keep in mind the back end of the base is really compartmentalized, so sending the king through there would not be ideal. And then we got the Dragon Riders through the far end of the base. And yes, I'm sending Dragon Riders straight into a single Inferno without any freeze spells. One of them already gets completely and utterly wrecked. Let's see if we can make this work. I popped the Warden ability really early. The Dragon Riders have taken a little damage, but not too much. And I mean, look at the work the king does with the gauntlet in the core of the base. That is why I love using him with the drill. The drill opens the walls, the king does everything else. The Monolith's been a little bit of the pain here, gets rid of another one of our Dragon Riders, but that's okay. Drill finally opens. I am bringing balloons and an Inferno Drag with it, but given I send the drill with my king and RC all the time, you could definitely bring Yetis with it as well if you like. In fact, that might be a better option. And you just then saw why the Fox is so good with this army. The RC was being targeted by the single Inferno there, and with the Diggy, the RC would have gone down. But because we had the Fox, the RC stays up, and this is a GG. And look, we've still got a Dragon Rider up. Despite all the defenses we sent our Dragon Riders into, they still survive, and this base got wrecked. That's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments, have you given Dragon Riders a go at Town Hall 16? Honestly, when I was recording this video, I didn't have high hopes, but they definitely surprised me. Speaking of surprising Queen Charge armies, if you'd like to see what I think is the best Queen Charge army in the game, we'll link our Queen Charge Root Rider video on the left.